Hello again everybody, this is Gusto and I'm going to be doing another vintage review today. Over the past couple of weeks I've acquired some pretty interesting pieces and some fairly old food. That includes several long-range patrol food packets. But what has proven fairly difficult to figure out has been how to figure out exactly how old they are. I've got a couple of different packaging styles and from two different packaging companies, and I'm hoping that some of the viewers may be able to shed a little bit of light on how to figure out what era they're from. First of all, the ration that I'm going to be reviewing today is Food Packet Long Range Patrol Escalloped Potatoes with Pork, and this is menu 6, and this particular LRP was packaged by Seal Bag Company in Rochester, New York. I'm going to compare that with another one that I have. There's a different menu, but also packaged by a different company, which is this is a menu 2 chili con carne, and that's packaged by Cadillac Products. Now, this package seems to be the same material that the 80s era MREs are packaged in. It feels the same, it's the same color, has a tear notch at the same place. And if I contrast that with this package by Seal Bag Company, there's no tear notch. It seems to be a little bit thinner and harder material. So I don't know the dates of these two different package styles, but hopefully we'll get a little bit more information once we get into this packet, try to figure out exactly how old this thing is. Alright, so let's cut into this thing. You see inside there? Give it a smell test. Doesn't smell like much of anything. So here's our accessory pack for menu number 6. It says that it contains fruitcake bars, cocoa beverage, matches, coffee cream, and sugar. Let's see if we can find a date code on here. My recent experiences with the fruitcake bars were not pleasant. I don't see a date code on here. And here's the entree. It has a cardboard covering to prevent pinhole. Alright, there's a toilet paper package. And there's the old style spoon. It's the MCI style spoon. Alright, so this is the escalloped potatoes with pork, and you can see this is packaged by Right Away Foods. Let's see if I can find a date code. Now, the newer generation of LRPs is packaged by the same company that makes Mountain House, and that's the Oregon freeze-dry company. And I know that Right Away was formed back in the 60s when United Fruit bought a freeze-dry plant in Texas. So this is of that resulting company. Still no date code on there, so I have no idea how old this thing is. There's nothing on there to tell me whatsoever. But the seal seems to be intact. Everything is hard and dry in there. Alright. We'll look at our ingredients. White sauce, which is a non-fat dry milk, dehydrated cheese, wheat flour, salt, pepper, potatoes, pork, pimentos, green peppers, and minced onions. As for the accessory pack, that open. Oh, yeah, I immediately smell that bad fruitcake bar. Let's get these pieces out here. Alright, we have matches. We have coffee instant type 1. Style 1 composition 2. There's another one of those. sugar, cream substitute dry, alright, I can't read that very well. It says candy chocolate disc with toffee. There are 2 of those. And cocoa beverage powder, which feels okay. There are no hard chunks in there that I can feel, it's all powder. But you can see the layers of the packaging are coming apart. So on the initial smell test, I thought I smelled that fruitcake bar that was listed on that accessory packet. I'm actually fairly relieved that there wasn't a fruitcake bar in there. Instead, there's those chocolate discs. Okay, so let's open up the entree. So, see if I can hear a hiss. Nothing much, just hear the air going back into the packaging. Now, Craigm94 did one of these not too long ago, but it was manufactured by a different company. Smell test doesn't really smell like much of anything. There is some loose powder in the package. Oh, kids. Alright. Let's open that up. There is some crumbs on the outside of the packaging. Hopefully the bag's intact so I can actually rehydrate this in the bag. So there's the detail of the product there. I smell it actually has no scent at all. You can see some chunks of potatoes and some darker chunks I'm guessing represent the pork. Okay, so let's get that reconstituted with some hot water and set it aside for a little bit to do its thing, and then I'll get everything else out on the plate. I'm actually going to go ahead and bring our plate out here and pour the water in on the plate, because I don't know if this bag is intact. It says to add half a canteen cup of water, which is 13 ounces. I go a little bit short. A little bit less water than it calls for, just previous experience with other freeze-dried entrees, Mountain House products as well. Tend to use a little bit less than called for. Maybe a little bit more. It puts us right at 12 ounces. Smells cheesy. Make sure it's mixed up well. You can see some chunks of potatoes. Pieces of pork rehydrating. I think it's going to need just a little bit more, and I'll tie it up, set it aside to do its thing. Okay. Alright, I went ahead and set that aside, and let's get everything else out on the tray. Alright. So we've got these chocolate discs. It says with toffee. Some of these that I've seen have been pretty bad. It's been hit or miss on the reviews that I've seen, but this looks like a pretty old ration. It doesn't look to be too overwhelmingly oxidized. It's kind of got a sour scent to it. Yeah, we'll see. Just gonna open one of those. Go ahead and do our beverages. For the cocoa beverage powder, it says 6 ounces, just like the modern ones. This is hot water, so it should mix a little bit better. Again, that package was kind of peeling apart, so I'm not sure how this is going to be. Chocolate does have oils in it. Those can go rancid. Oh man, this isn't opening well at all. Peel those layers apart. Yeah, it's alright. I'll try it anyway. Let's mix that up. Oh, it's mixing fairly well. Doesn't smell bad. Oh, spoke too soon. It's not mixing that well. It's got a bunch of chunks in there. Can I just set that aside and give it another mix in a little bit? This smell is not bad. A little stale smelling maybe, but it doesn't smell sour. We'll see. Meanwhile, let's make our coffee. I'm just going to do one of them. Again, this is, let's see, coffee instant type 1, style 1, composition 2. I'll go ahead and put the cream substitute in there. Looks okay. And sugar. I'll go ahead and apologize if the shadows are getting in the way. I'm trying a new camera angle. Let me know what you think. Oh man. That looks like it's going to take a little time to reconstitute as well. That's okay. We have time. Well, actually, it doesn't look too bad. Alright, I went ahead and cleaned up my workspace because I hate a dirty workspace. Anyway, it's been about 10 minutes while that entree has been reconstituting, so let's go ahead and get it out on the plate. Turns out that's a perfect oven. There we go. There's our entree. Smells pretty good. Smells like mashed potatoes. Seems to have all reconstituted. There doesn't seem to be a whole bunch of dry bits in there, but there's also the potatoes didn't seem to hold up very well. It seems more mashed potatoes rather than potato chunks. And the one that Craigm94 did on the same dish looked like it was a little bit later date. Seemed like the chunks of potatoes held up a little bit better. But, you know, this looks okay. And freeze-dried foods can last nearly forever, especially if they're kept under vacuum and good climate control conditions. Alright, let's take a spin around the plate. Start with the main entree. Get some. So here's the detail. So it's kind of like a mashed potato consistency, and the brown chunk is a piece of pork, and then you can see some green pepper in there. It smells cheesy, like cheesy mashed potatoes, kind of like instant mashed potatoes. It's not bad. I mean, you have the main flavor of this is kind of a cheesy mashed potatoes, and it's the consistency of instant mashed potatoes. Then you have some denser chunks of the pork in there, and it doesn't have a ton of flavor. Really, it's kind of obscured by the cheese. And again, you know, freeze-dried foods can last just about forever, and that doesn't taste bad at all. Really, the overriding flavor is the cheese and the mashed potatoes. So again, I'm guessing this is a late 70s product. Just to prove to you I'm actually eating this stuff. Go ahead and take a bite with my face on camera. I usually don't turn the camera to me, but for the purposes of proving that I'm eating old food, there it is. Down the hatch. Yep. Alright, so let's try the chocolate. You can see that it's got some specks of the toffee in it. It does have a pretty sour scent. The old chocolate could be pretty bad, so I'll try a little bit. Yeah, you can see it's fairly oxidized throughout. Starts out not too bad. It does have kind of a sour aftertaste, a little bit on the rancid side, but that's not horrible. Certainly not as bad as the fudge bar that I had in the survival ration pack. Well, not too bad. I'm not going to take my chances and eat much more of it, though. Let me go ahead and put this back on. Now for the cocoa beverage. Most of it is reconstituted, but I'm going to give it another good stir. Smells pretty good. It's got a little bit of sourness to it. It's just very old. Again, that packaging was somewhat compromised, so it doesn't surprise me too much. It tastes mainly like the cocoa in the MREs, but a little sour aftertaste. Y'all can hear my dog walking around in the background. Sorry about that. And we'll finish up with a cup of coffee. Again, this was Coffee Instant Type 1 Composition 2. And if anybody can shed some light on the date of this thing based on its contents, I'd be greatly appreciative. Coffee has mixed quite well. Ugh! Wow! That is bitter, 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 bitter. Yep. It's been on the burner for about 40 years, so, you know, it's kind of what you expect. One more bite of this stuff. See if I can get another good shot of this. Oh, that's a chunk of pork. There we go. So, again, you got a piece of pork there in the foreground, pimento, some potato chunk, and it's all yellow because of the cheese product that's in there. Yep, that's pretty good. So I'd say overall, apart from that, the accessories, really the main entree was pretty good for having been in this package for who the heck knows how long, probably 40 years. Please, anybody that has an idea of the dates of this thing, again, I was kind of going on the packaging, thinking that this one was an older one because of the similarities of the other packaging to the early 80s MRE packages. Kind of guessing that this one's a little bit older, but anybody that can shed some light on that, I'd be greatly appreciative. I've got a quick post-production note for you. Basically got some information from Steve1989 after I finished shooting this review video that helped me a lot with the dating of this long-range patrol food packet. And my estimate was pretty close. I estimated late 1970s, and he says the Seal Bag Company made long-range patrol rations between 1976 and 1979. Then in 1980, Cadillac Products took over the contract and made them until 1983, when the contract went to Dixie Packaging from Greenville, South Carolina. And then Warnick picked up that contract in 1998. So that helps with the dating of the long-range patrol rations. And he did provide some more information on a thread that I posted on MREinfo. So skip on over to MREinfo.com, and there's a lot of great information there. And then if you ever have any question about MREs or other rations. I tell you, Steve is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to these topics. So head on over to his channel or to his Facebook page, Steve1989 MREinfo, and he can provide you with all the information you need. That guy's great. So again, menu number 6, escalloped potatoes with pork, long-range patrol food packet. This has been fun. I've got 3 more old LRPs, and then I've actually got a whole bunch of newer ones, both from 1998 and from 2013, so I'll be breaking into those soon too. So thank you everybody for all of your feedback and support. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more. A whole bunch more content coming up. So thank you all very much. Bye-bye.